subscribe. Please subscribe. Hi guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Excel Namdi, the girl shrink, and today I'm going to talk to you guys and we're going to learn about defense mechanisms. What is defense mechanisms? What kind of defense mechanism do you usually use? And what are the best defense mechanisms to use? Okay, we may not go through all these things I've mentioned, but you pretty much learn the defense mechanisms you use and the types that are way better for you to use when situations come up. Now let's get into the video. Defense mechanisms are behaviors that we use when we're faced with unpleasant situations and unpleasant stuffs, basically. So when you're in a situation that's not pleasing to you, say you're having an argument with your friend, or you lost the pet, or something just unpleasant happened, how you react in response are what we consider defense mechanisms in psychology. So we use this guy in psychology. He's a pretty big guy in psychology. His name is Sigmund Freud. Right from the beginning of time, Sigmund Freud said that. He always likes to talk about ego, id, and some other psychological terms like that. But from everything Sigmund Freud learns, everyone agrees that Sigmund Freud's ego defense mechanisms have been widely used by people, you, me, everyone, and many more defense mechanisms have been added to his list. So let's just get right into the defense mechanisms. The first one, coming first position with a whooping standing ovation, is denial. Denial is like the most popular defense mechanisms. You've probably heard it somewhere, and some people have actually done this before. So denial is basically what it is. Denial. When an unpleasant situation happens and you just want to deny your feelings. So for instance, someone lost something precious. Your phone was stolen from you, like my phone was stolen from me. You can watch that video here, and you now decide to be like, there's no way my phone was stolen. I mean, I'm going to get home and see my phone on my bed. Yes, I'm just going to forget all these feelings and just get home and I'll see my phone on my bed. So denying what has actually happened is denial. So that is one. The second one is projection. Projection is very, very funny, and I realize that I've done this a lot. So for instance, this is what projection says. You're feeling a certain kind of way in a certain situation or towards a certain kind of person. Say there's this new girl that joined work, or this new person you met, or just someone basically, and you don't like this person, but you don't want to agree to yourself that you don't like this person, so you decide to say that the person doesn't like you. So say Miss X. So instead of Excel to say, guy, I don't like Miss X at all, Excel decides to say, Miss X doesn't like me. Yeah, that is projection. You're pushing your feelings on the other person and saying the other person has the feelings you have when you're the one that has those feelings. Up next after projection is reaction formation. I really like this reaction formation because, I don't know, I'm yet to actually meet someone who does it personally, but for it to be one of the defense mechanisms, it means people actually use reaction formation. Reaction formation is basically when something happened and you feel a certain kind of way, like a bad situation as we have mentioned, and you feel a certain kind of way. You feel really angry. Say someone broke something precious of yours and you feel really angry, like you're boiling. You're at this boiling point. And instead of you to react in that anger, like, yeah, why did you break it? Or why did you do this? Or, be angry. Instead of you to react and be angry, then you go like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'm actually okay. Don't worry about that. You broke it. No, it's okay. Don't worry. I'll get another one. Yeah, it's cool. I'm good. That's reaction formation. It's basically acting the opposite way of how you feel in a certain situation. Coming up next is intellectualization. I say I do this a lot. So what is intellectualization? Yeah, I'll write it up here. Intellectual is pretty much when a bad situation happens, as we have established, and instead of you facing it with whatever feelings it is you have, you decide to look at it intellectually. So Excel lost her job, and Excel's phone also got stolen, and a series of unpleasant events may have happened to Excel. And someone says, Excel, how do you feel right now? And I go, well, I've been planning to buy a new phone, so the phone that got stolen doesn't really affect me much because I already planned to get a new one. Then as for my job, I knew I was going to get fired, so I was kind of prepared for it. But now I just have a lot of time on my hands to look at better options. And yeah, be all intellectual about it and say, nah, it doesn't faze me. That is intellectualization. Taking out, like, evaluating the situation like it's not really happening to you, just on an intellectual standpoint, per se. Up next, this is placement. Displacement is pretty popular. Displacement is basically when you have feelings for you have an unpleasant situation happen with someone, instead of reacting to that person, you now take those feelings and react to another person. We used to say it a lot in secondary school. Maybe the teacher comes to class and normally if you don't do your assignment, he doesn't flog. But that day he just comes to class and he's like, if you've not done your assignment, come and stand here. And everybody goes to stand there and then he brings out cane and flogs everybody. And we'll not be like, what if his wife annoyed him at home? I'm sure his children did something. That's why he came to be doing like this morning and stuff like that. So displacement is basically when people take the feelings they have or the angry or whatever bad feelings they had with someone else and like express it on another person. I hope my English is making sense, but you get my drift, right? So the feelings that you fought with your friend, instead of you to like lash out at your friend, you get to work and you lash out at your colleague or stuff like that. So that's displacement. Up next we have repression. Repression. What is repression? Repression is basically saying that you force the feelings down. Repressed. What is repressed? According to the dictionary, repressed should mean forcing something down. Yeah. So repression is basically silencing the feelings you have. So instead of talking it out or expressing your feelings some way or the other, you just keep ignore the entire feeling. You don't mention it. It's not denial per se, because denial, you're saying it didn't happen. Repression is more like it doesn't even exist. Like, you force it down, you repress the feelings, so it just leaves your consciousness. That's like repression. Something terrible happens, and instead of you sorting out these feelings or doing something, basically you just repress it, force it down. That's repression. So we've mentioned repression, right? Next up we have regression. Regression is like when a bad event happens and you now fall back to a younger age. That's how I like to explain it. You go back to your childlike tendencies or childlike behaviors. So I'll give an example now. As you mean, I've been telling my boss at work that my boss should increase my pay, and I'm like, sir, please, can you consider increasing my salary or something? And I see it's not working, and I really don't feel happy. I'm angry about the situation. I want this guy to increase my salary. Regression. So here's what happens with regression. Maybe I don't start like, son now, like I'm whining. I'm behaving like a child per se. So that's basically what regression is. You go back to your younger self, or you just go back to a time when you were way younger and use those childlike feelings to express childlike behaviors, using childlike behaviors to express yourself or express your feelings. So these are what we call ego defense mechanisms. Some, of course, are like, what was I trying to say? I don't know what I was trying to say. Well, I hope we've all learned something today with this video, guys. And I'll see you in my next video, very soon. Oh, subscribe, guys, subscribe. I'll be getting views, and I'm like, where all the subscribing buttons? Did you guys actually forget where the subscribe button is? Please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.